Sailor blouse or chinnagano dress lo no illenga. Ase vanda sutti sutti alayalayo amala. Very interesting way of handing out feminism to people, packaged very sexily in a sultry voice and a sexy body. Not mine, I mean Samantha. You're just dishing out these, below the belt punches at all the men, and they don't even know it because they're just like, oh, it's so sexy.
Hello everyone, this is Soundarya Athimuthu from the Quint, and today I have with me actor, singer and voice artist Andrea. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much, Soundarya.
It's been 15 years since you came into cinema, right? It's been 15 years since your
Apparently it has been. I wasn't keeping count, but other people have been keeping. I always write off the first 5 years of my career. It's only from Unnamed Rasulum that I really started thinking of myself as an actor. Till then, I was doing it one film at a time. So I don't think of it as 15 years, but technically, I guess it is.
So how would you describe this journey? Like happy, difficult, or easy? What one word to describe this journey?
No, it's all of the above. One word I would say is learning. Huge learning experience. If you work in an office, for example, your life, you kind of have an idea of what your day-to-day life is going to be like. On a film set, you have no clue.
Absolutely.
It's just like life keeps throwing one googly at you and after another, and you just have to it's like, so
Absolutely.
The learning is immense.
Absolutely. And 3 roles of yours that you feel is your favorite?
So I have 3 before lockdown and 3 after lockdown. I keep saying this. Anel Rasulum, Taramani and Vada Chennai. These are the 3 films that I really felt I really connected with the characters that I was playing. Post-lockdown, in the past 1.5 years, I've done 3 films that I've really connected with. So Anel Meley Pani Thuli is the first of those releases, which is why it's very special for me.
And now talking about directors, 3 of your favorite directors from these 15 years.
In Tamil, I would have to say definitely Ram, Myskkin and Vetrimaaran. But Rajiv Ravi has a very special place in my heart because I just love him for who he is as a person more than anything else.
Absolutely. And now let's talk about Anel Meley Pani Thuli specifically. Your role is very, very important role. It's a rape survivor's role. And I don't think it's yet another role that any actor can pull off. It's very
not
different. So tell us about how did you process it as an actor and as a woman?
When I went to the narration, I didn't know what kind of script it was going to be. It came via a friend and he said, this guy has a story, why don't you just listen to it? So I went with no preconceived notions or expectations. Then this whole rape thing came up and I was like, oh, it just hit my stomach. Sometimes you feel like the air you can't breathe. That was the feeling I got. And I stopped the narration halfway and I said, it's okay. But I knew that this film had to be told. This film had to be made and the story had to be told. The whole police station sequence in the film, when you watch it, you'll understand, is by far one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. Not as an actor, of my life as a human being. I don't think there's any way to prepare for something like that. I just had to trust my team and surrender to the process. And you can't act. You can't act in a scene like that. You have to be present, which is really difficult, but we did it. The only thing I hope is, there are so many women who go through this in real life. And I went through this on a film set, in a safe space, surrounded by people I trust. It was so difficult and traumatic for me. I can't begin to imagine what women who go through this in real life must feel. I can't even begin to imagine. And that thought really shakes you up, because when you're reading it as a newspaper headline, it's really not the same. It's really not. So I hope this film, if nothing else, shakes people out of their, to make them get one step closer to empathizing with women who go through this, instead of judging them. With some films, I keep saying this also, that I don't think I choose the film. Sometimes the film chooses me. Some films go beyond acting and cinema. It becomes a medium to tell someone's story. I'm just being a tool or a channel.
Amazing. And since Vetrimaaran is the one who's backing this film, right? I
Yes.
wanted to ask this. Like, I've been seeing that either in his production or under his direction, you are seeing in his film, right? So tell us about being Vetrimaaran's favorite student. What does it
I'm
feel like?
no. I'm not his favorite student, but I do think we really connect on a creative level, which is great. I connect with a few people like that in my industry, and he's definitely one of them. I guess we do. I mean, yeah, I did sing a song for Adakalam. I dubbed for Tapsi then, and then we did Vada Chennai, which I wanted to run away from because I could not understand the North Chennai's, the fishing village world. It was alien to me, but he pushed me through it, and it ended up being one of my best performances. I'm so glad that he chose to produce this film because he is one of those few people in the industry that are able to make commercially successful films that are also socially relevant. It's a talent. This is one of those films for us, Anel Meley Pani Thuli.
Absolutely. And speaking about your filmography, right? Your filmography has a very interesting mix. You are someone who does a women-centric film and also someone, who does this mainstream, what's called as a hero-centric film, but you have a very heavy-weighted role in that. So
Yeah,
tell us about
Dhanush.
how do you strike that balance?
See, I think it's important. I learned rather early on. I wish rather that we lived in a perfect society where I could be one of those girls who said, I only want to do female-centric content from day one. How do I go about letting people know that I exist when female-centric content itself does not exist? You know, it's a very new phenomenon in this industry. So when I started off in my career, back then it was typical commercial films. And I lucked out with films like, I guess, even particularly Muthucharam or Aayirathil where the roles for women were not your regular run-of-the-mill,
Absolutely.
heroine roles. I think I've just always been clear that even if if I'm in a film for 10 minutes, those 10 minutes should be impactful. That's all I care about.
Tell us about being a musician. Does it help you as an actor or vice versa? Does it have an
I
impact?
think being an actor has helped me as a performer. Actually, when I used to be a really shy kid, be very closed up as a person, and even when I used to sing on stage, I would just stand in one place and sing. Of course, I sang well, but I never bothered about the performance aspect of it. And being an actor has really, I think, contributed to my personal learning and evolution and like peeling off layer after layer. And now I'm a much more competent performer on stage, in part because of my acting career. And I think I'm a more authentic actor because of my music career. Because in acting also you can act, but musically you can't act. You have to be very authentic. So I think they both maybe help each other.
That's great. With that, we're coming to the end of this interview. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Thank you so much for having me.